In the heart of Portland, Oregon, on an August evening in 2025, people gathered to witness Midsummer Night's Dream Machine, a multimedia fashion show presented by Gather Make Shelter, SoundsTruck Northwest, and the Oregon Symphony. After 8 months of deep collaboration involving 35 artists, models, musicians, and thespians, something none of us could have imagined on our own came together during this magical evening that delighted and strengthened our community.
My name's Dana Lynn Lewis, and I'm the founding director of Gather Make Shelter. We do creative, collaborative projects with people who are experiencing houselessness and poverty all over Portland. The first incarnation of the fashion show was 3 years ago. It was hugely successful. It was an amazing project we worked on for many months. It's been in the back of several people's minds, and they said, hey, remember that fashion show? Can we do that again? We'd really like to do that. So I said, okay, cool, let's get ready, let's do it.
My name is Eileen McPherson, and I have been with Gather Make Shelter for 8 years.
My name is Time Alvarado. I am the studio coordinator for GMS. We started this February of 2025, and we had gone through just a long series of pre-development, of drawing, of mannequin making, experimenting with clothing. Machines being so fickle. So learning about our volunteers and having them show up every week for this project was so crucial.
My name is Yoko Greeny. I'm the co-founder and director of SoundsTruck Northwest. I heard so much about Dana, so I asked her, I have this nonprofit organizations and maybe we can do something together.
So she came over and we talked, and she said, John and I have this SoundsTruck. It has lights and sound system, and it could go anywhere because it's solar powered. And I said, oh, that's fabulous.
And she told me about this fashion show she was working on, and I had no idea what she was talking about fashion show.
And then I said to Yoko, you could give us the truck to use, and that would be amazing, and we would love it. Or you could really get in with us for a while and meet people and hang out and do what we do, which is primarily listen and wait for people to unfold in a way that they feel safe.
And I came here and I was really impressed by all the artists working really hard. Some of them making really pretty dress. Everyone's art was so different, but everyone was so committed.
My name is Mia Winters, the artist known as Mia Winters, and I have been involved with GMS for 5 years making art in this art collective. The political climate lately has been really crazy, so I find myself wanting to escape that, and one of the ways I've been trying to do that is by playing Dungeons and Dragons. So I took a lot of different feelings and situations and alchemized them into an outfit that is my character in Dungeons and Dragons, their armor, their adventure clothes. Last fashion show we had Margot, who is no longer with us, using pieces of stuff that I had from Margot in my Dungeons and Dragons fantasy world. Margot, all the people that I've lost have a place in that world. I wanted them to have pieces of real life people so that when I am remembering them and honoring them, I'm doing it right.
So I asked some of the artists, what kind of music do you like? And someone liked classical music, very specific ones, like Schubert Piano Trio No. 2. And I'm oh, I can help them. It's we can really curate music for their artworks.
My name is Anissa Boulder, and I'm the Hank Swigert Director of Education and Community Engagement for the Oregon Symphony. Gather Make Shelter and SoundsTruck were partnering and had the idea of what if we can bring in live musicians to this partnership.
And the musicians were just so generous and wonderful, and it wasn't just we'll play this for you, you can pick these 5 things. It was extremely collaborative, and And that's how we work the best.
We were working for months already on what we were up to, and then Dana comes in and is like,
Big truck, it's a giant stage, and you have musicians who want to play for the fashion show.
incredible.
You what?
The musicians would play something as like a demonstration, and the artist would be like, oh, I think that sounds like what I'm looking for, but maybe that, but like a little bit darker. It was just really cool to be able to really collaboratively figure out what the artist, the Gather Make Shelter artist, was envisioning, and then use the music to really enhance that vision.
I actually needed the help to figure out music. It had to grab you by the heartstrings and pull and make you cry. That's all I knew. And then they put on a song. Oh, I cried. I cried.
Is that Adagio for strings?
I cried. And I'm like, that's it. That's it. You made me cry. You hit my heartstrings. That's the one.
The first time we did the dress rehearsal and actually had the musicians play the piece along with Eileen was like, just like jaw-dropping. Everyone was just sort of like silent, like eyes filling with tears. Wow, really stunning.
Oh my God, my heart was like a freaking hummingbird. And all I could do was focus on the music and how it was making me feel and how I wanted the people to feel. I did not stop hummingbird until I got off of that, and then I was shaking by the time I was done.
Watching you from the stage was an incredible privilege for that piece. The entire audience, which was about like 300 strong, everyone was quiet.
Until I took that mask off when I
Right.
hit the end of the, and it's like, oh, girl, you did both mask and you, yeah. And then, yeah, it got quiet again. As I walked back, I heard that much. So it's just
Beautiful.
John and Yoko got really interested in a couple of our artists who are musicians as well as makers, and they formed a band. And they played that night, and Fawn just has this incredible voice and really, really special.
Stars fading, but I linger on thee. Still craving your kiss.
Maybe we have an idea that we're gonna do a fashion show, but we don't have, and it's gonna have these elements, and we're gonna have 10 models, and we're gonna do this, and everything. You just kind of like listen to it and see how it unfolds. And that's where all the really yummy stuff comes in. We allow the work to tell us what it wants to be. And I think the beauty of Gather Make Shelter is that it is a beautiful collaborative heart, and it keeps like kind of informing like what shape it's going to take next.
And I think the show was a really huge intervention for a lot of people who wouldn't normally interact with us. So many people were just kind of wandering in.
just random people walking by. What's going on?
What's
Oh, we're
going
getting
on?
ready for a fashion show.
A fashion
Really?
show? What are you talking about? Who
Yeah.
is it? What is it? It's like, oh, I have these things to do, but I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna bring my grandma. I'm gonna bring everyone.
I'm gonna bring so-and-so. Oh, let me go text my friend. I'll let them know.
And it really just felt so much like a beautiful Midsummer Night's Eve under the trees and the lights, and the SoundsTruck was so beautiful. It was like really kind of from the beginning had like such a magical feel on the park blocks.
You know, and then when it ends, the dresses go back on the rack. Some people went back to living in their trucks or on the street that night, even though they had that moment in the limelight. Everybody went back with like a really big sense of pride and connectivity to community. And I do think that these times call for this kind of courage and collaborative process. What I call it is a creative, collaborative social justice project, because everybody deserves to have creativity be part of their life. And I feel really proud of the humans that are coming together in this project to lead by example. I'm thinking about that night, and I'm just getting like all my hairs are standing on end. It was so great. Like they were just being seen, you know, and seen in ways that many of them have not been seen before.
I can't love everybody enough. It's really, I just make me so happy.